Hello everyone, and welcome to another video in the Engine Snack series. It's the second one I've recorded today. I hope it's not going to make me too tubby. This is a very nice attack by Zahak against Invictus in the TCEC Season 22 Qualification League. And it just shows the ease with which modern engines sacrifice the exchange for long-term compensation and long-term attacking prospects against the opponent's king. And this is a very impressive example. So this is a pretty standard Rai Lopez sort of position. Black has managed to play c7 to c5, attacking the white centre, and Invictus was pretty much expecting that it would be able to play c takes d4, destroy this double white pawn centre, bring the rook to c8, and then have decent activity. But Zahak played the excellent idea d5. The idea being this pawn on d5, it shuts out the bishop on b7. White's already played this very useful move b3, which shuts out the knight on a5. The drawback to d5 is that you lose the exchange here. But of course, once the bishop takes the rook, the dark squares around the black king are very, very weak. And of course, with two passive pieces here, which will require a fair number of moves to get active, it doesn't really feel like White's got material disadvantage. It looks actually like he's got more pieces in the position than Black. So Invictus defended, trying to shore up the dark squares, played knight d7, knight h2. Now there's a big problem that the bishop on d2 is attacking the knight on a5, which stops the queen from moving. So Invictus played b4 to block that. But obviously, this is a pawn move on the queen side. It's not at all what you want to be doing when you're possibly facing some danger on the king side. And well, it's more than possibly facing. It's really dangerous. So knight g4 coming in, f6, knight h6 check, king g7, and again, this is the very nice thing about engines when they get into to these sort of attacking positions. It's not just unclear or with compensation. It's just bang to rights winning. Very many tempting options here, but Zahak chose a very nice idea here. Queen d1, bishop c8 played to defend the e6 square, defend the f5 square a little bit, because there could be a knight sacrifice coming in there, and also to allow the knight to come back eventually. But Zahak continued with knight h5 check. Probably would have been better if Black had not taken that one, but if you move to something like king to f8, this knight will be able to come into f4 and into e6 as well. So, it's gonna keep on being very, very dangerous. But it might have been better. But g takes h5 played, queen takes h5. And now there's just so many ideas for White. And a very simple one is just to play rook e3 to g3. That's one idea. E4 to e5, opening the line of the bishop, is a huge idea as well. And we've got stuff like queen f7 check, knight f5 check. Too many lines, really. Black tries to put something in the way. Knight e5, f4. But here Invictus decided that it didn't really have confidence in knight g6, and to be honest, that's pretty clear why not. Rook e3, we're going to come round rook g3 and go e5, and then we've just got so much stuff pointing at the black king. Black's just never going to survive. So rook f8 was played, giving back some material, and now again, lovely, powerful conclusion from Zahak here. Knight c6, exploiting the fact, a typical cunning computer move of exploiting this pin to try and get this knight back into play. Now actually, Deep Hierarchs liked the idea bishop to d1, knight e7, knight g4. So the idea is you're freeing h6, and after bishop g4, bishop takes g4, you're also bringing the bishop into e6. Yeah, looks pretty strong too. But I liked Zahak's move bishop g5 very much. F takes g5, rook f8, queen g5, king h8, and d takes c6. And this is essentially the end of the initial attack. And you've got a black king that's in a lot of trouble here. A very unpleasant passed pawn, and well, a bishop that's going to activate itself with threats of knight f7 check, an e5 pawn that's weak. I mean, black's the exchange up, but it's just absolutely horrific, and black just never manages to get itself free at all. Queen f4, rook g6, bishop c4, rook f6, and here in actual fact, you know, again, black's surviving amazingly. You know, I don't think a human player would get this far, but still white's in complete control. And this move really seals it. The king can come in here. This pawn can also move up. We've still got this passed pawn, and white's just winning. So a very, very nice attack there from Zahak, but yeah, you know, really all starting from this excellent long-term exchange sacrifice based on weakness of a color complex, and also pieces, black pieces that get restricted by the pawn structure, and establishing that restricting pawn structure, that's worth much more than an exchange. And yeah, take a look at the rest of the game and you never have the feeling that black's got a material advantage. It looks like white's got many more pieces. Great game from Zahak.